Dr. G, do you think that an off ramp can be found in the Ukraine Russia war? Why does Biden continue to escalate this? When does Ukraine surrender?
Ukraine's never going to surrender. I mean, let's just have a little bit of historic perspective. The Kremlin murdered 8 million Ukrainians in the Holodomor starvation massacre of the 1930s. They will fight to the last 12-year-old with a rifle. They will fight to the last grandmother with a sharpened wooden stick. Russians have been murdering Ukrainians since the get-go. Ukraine will never stand down. Off ramps, there's no normal, logical, decent off ramp for a KGB killer like Putin, who actually bombs maternity clinics. Look at the recent mass burial sites they found in Ukraine. Whole families, not just the father, not just the male, the father, the wife, the children, bound together, shot and dumped in a mass grave. That's exactly what the Russians did in the Katyn forest in 1941 in Poland. They denied it for 40 years until they admitted they murdered 21,000 Poles during the war who are unarmed. So there's no logical, decent off-ramp when you're dealing with a mass murderer. I'm not an interventionist, neither is President Trump, but we have to recognize that Russia invading any country is bad, and what they are doing right now is their 1776. And another historical reminder, America would not be a free country today. You would not be an American if it weren't for other countries helping us back then. If the French hadn't helped the revolutionaries in 1776, this country would still be a British colony today. So us helping the Ukrainians isn't necessarily a bad thing. The bad thing is that this administration is run by incompetent, arrogant morons, okay? You look at, the National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, that pencil-necked, beta-cucked, pathetic non-man. He's the National Security Advisor. That fat insult to the U.S. Army's uniform, Mark Milley, who said, Russia will take Kiev in 72 hours. He's the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. And Austin Milley, in his double-vaxxed, triple-masked face shield, he's the Secretary of Defense. The sad thing is, not only does the elite that's running the country right now hate America, they have no idea what they're doing. They are stupid, arrogant, and they're incompetent. So this could get worse before it gets better. But I assure you, they will never, ever, I don't do predictions often, but I give you one right now. The Ukrainian people will never, ever surrender to the murderous Kremlin.
What do you say to Americans who have a hard time supporting the war or supporting Ukraine because just of the sheer amount of money we are sending over there? And so many Americans need the help. I mean, just in getting back together after the hurricane, but there's so many examples. Like, what would you say to someone who just can't support it based on the amount of money we're sending over?
Well, I'd say 1941 and Pearl Harbor. I'd say 2001 and 9/11. We don't live in a world where you can isolate yourself from incidents happening far away from you or on your own soil. The idea that Russia can invade other countries and sooner or later it won't lead to war with NATO is like you're smoking, one of Hunter Biden's crack pipes. You can't pull the shutters down on the East Coast and the West Coast and say, who cares? But I will say this, and I said this right after the war started. Sending cash to Kiev? No, absolutely not. It has serious corruption problems. Zelensky, I don't think, is the problem. He's a brave, brave man. This, former stand-up comic who's a Jew. I don't think he's the problem. But sending cash is not the answer. Cash to war zones? No, 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 no. What they need is they need ammunition and they need equipment, and not our equipment. The idea that we're sending them American long-range artillery is just so stupid. I know it makes the defense contractors very excited, but this is a former Soviet republic. They don't need new American technology that they haven't been trained on. They need Soviet-era equipment that they're short of, which we have. former Warsaw Pact nations like Hungary, Poland, the Baltic states have a lot of gear Ukraine could use, and it should all be shipped there. And when Poland, think of this, when Poland said, hey, we've got MiG-29s, Ukrainians don't need training, they know how to fly, we'll give all our MiGs to Kiev if America backfills them and replaces them with F-16s. This administration is so incompetent that they said, that's a good idea. And then 3 days later, no, we don't think the Ukrainians, we don't think they need fighter jets, so we're not going to help the Poles backfill. I mean, this is the level of incompetence. So no, I agree. You can be pissed at DC for sending money. I've never said send them money. Send them ammunition, send them Soviet-era equipment from inside the region, and lastly, send them intelligence, send them targeting packets that they can use to make the Russians bleed.
What do you say to people who think our government is just using Ukraine to launder money?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, read the bill. Read the aid bills. Do you know where the majority of the money goes, Chrissie? The majority of the money doesn't go to Ukraine. The majority of the money is given with a proviso that it is spent with American companies.
Oof.
So the DNC, this is the White House, giving money to Ukraine so that they can spend it with the people back here who give them big political donations before the election. I mean, it's just a con. It's like, you go to New York and outside the subway, you'll have the guy with the shell game, right? The 3 cups and the pea. This is just a shell game with, 40, 50, 60 billion dollars. That's all it is. And when you read lines, there's a line in the first bill that says an undisclosed amount of this aid will be spent on the CIA. Excuse me? You're not even putting the percentage amount of money that this aid package is being used to send monies back to Langley. It's all a con, guys. I mean, really.
I think a lot of us are not reading the bills. I'm like, I don't even know where I would try and find the bill to read it, but it's frustrating for sure.
Google.
Okay. Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Come and get it. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.